whenever you're in a backwards world, you kind of have to carve out for yourself a sanctuary that's going the opposite direction within that backwards world. That's going to happen for a lot of women within the context of relationships with men that understand this picture. And then it's going to be a practice within those primary relationships. I'm not going to say everybody's going to get it right because most people don't have an example. So without that example, how do you look for a man who gets this concept that wants to practice it with you and then start practicing? We also need to be willing to break the rules of what society is saying is correct. Because like right now, I mean, even the generations that we've been interacting with since the 1960s, there's an indoctrination around the only way that you can have a sense of worth is if you do X, Y, Z. Many of those things are antagonists to the feminine energy. So what I would say to women in that position is do not be afraid to break that paradigm if it's not serving any of us. That means that, mothers who really, really profoundly want to be mothers, and that's where they want their energy to focus, need to be able to stand strong on their laurels, and that doesn't need to be a masculine thing. Femininity is funny when there's a truth that's internal or a deep sense of knowing. We could call this wisdom, which is a feminine trait, in fact. It's like when a woman grabs hold of a certain wisdom like that, she sits back and becomes very, very solid. Women need to be able to do that relative to, no, it matters to be a mother. And that is what I want to do. And I will be respected for it. Rather than being swept into this whole thing of like, well, no, you have to do it all, right?